Welcome to Why Stuff Happens. I am Hope. Let's find out together.
Let's dive in.
This is the brief on why paper cuts hurt so much. A nearly invisible cut from an ordinary piece of paper can inflict an insane amount of agony, but a wild mix of physics and neurology explains exactly why our hands are so vulnerable. First, our fingertips are literally designed to explore the world, so they're packed with an ultra-high density of pain-detecting nerve endings called nociceptors. The brain actually creates a pain fovea, dedicating massive processing power to fingertip sensation, which completely magnifies any injury. Think of your fingertips' nerve network like the electrical grid of Manhattan, where a tiny disruption triggers a massive alarm, whereas the skin on your back is sparsely wired like rural Nebraska. Second, paper has a physical Goldilocks zone for inflicting pain. At about 65 micrometers thick, the exact thickness of printer paper, it's rigid enough not to buckle, but thin enough to slice. And microscopically, paper edges are definitely not smooth. So instead of a clean cut like a surgeon's scalpel, paper rips through your cells like a microscopic chainsaw, leaving a jagged path of destruction. Finally, paper cuts are so amazingly shallow they rarely bleed enough to form a protective scab. Those raw nociceptors are left completely exposed to the air, and everyday hand movement constantly reopens the cellular bridges trying to heal. It's basically like a stripped electrical wire. Without the insulation of a scab, every breeze or movement delivers a shock of pain. To quiet this alarm, just wash it with soap and water, apply antibiotic ointment, and cover it with a bandage. Ultimately, paper cuts feel disproportionately painful because their sensitive location, jagged physics, and shallow depth combine to make a tiny injury utterly impossible to ignore.